Welcome back to Daytime Ottawa here on Rogers TV. Well, you're in for a real treat with today's performance, and we're going to have a very compelling conversation about music and many other things. We're joined by Robert Reynolds and friends. Robert, welcome to the show. Great to have you all here. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Robert, I want to go back and talk about maybe how you started in music, because your career now spans 4 decades, doesn't it?
Yes, it's a strange thing actually to be a person of my age trying to make it in a business that's actually designed for teenagers, and a lot of people think that maybe I'm a little, light. But no, it's exciting because what I've been able to do is gather an enormous amount of influence over the years and put that back into my songwriting. So it's exciting. That's what it is.
Well, you mentioned that you haven't made it, but you don't seem jaded about it.
Well,
Describe that feeling for us, though, because you do still have a great passion for it.
Yes. Well, the thing is, making it is a very difficult thing to quantify. I mean, you make it in different ways. I haven't made it financially necessarily, but the thing is, I've been successful in that I've managed to stay in the game, and I think that's what really matters. I never did it in the first place for money or fame. I did it because I love to write music. So I've been able to keep doing that, and that to me is the important thing. So
what's it like today? I think the competition really is the rap and the hip hop that you see. So what's it like being a songwriter, still trying to make it in today's day and age?
I have a thing that I've said about rap. I think rap is basically disco for the hood.
Right.
It's like disco that grew up and joined a gang, Okay. And the big problem with rap, hip hop, is that you can't cover it. So live bands can't play it in bars, and it's put a kind of a stranglehold on. You have to be sort of a band of yesterday if you're going to play live now, or an artist making it on your own. So folk is a bit better, because folk is like its own little animal. We've always had a separate audience, and it's really cool to be in the National Capital Region, because here you get a lot more opportunity.
What's the music scene like for you in the Ottawa region?
Well, in the Ottawa region, we are really blessed because it's that region, we get the big things like Canada Day and the Blues Fest, Folk Fest, Jazz Fest, and these things raise the bar and make it good for people like myself who want to have a high bar because we're prepared to meet it. So that's good for us. And it's a warm scene here, where the only thing wrong with it is everybody who goes to see musicians play live, their originals especially, are always other musicians. I would like to see more of the public coming out for that, but they are busy going to dinner and the movies.
No, we talked about that. It's true. When you go to see some of the musicians, it's everybody else supporting themselves.
Exactly.
And that's why we're doing this. That's why we're having more local music on this particular show. Let's go back to your songwriting. Talk about your songwriting. Where do you get your inspiration from?
Well, for instance, the inspiration comes basically from life and from all the things that I've experienced. I don't have as much personal input in my songs, I've been told, but it's not that I'm political. I'm not stridently political, but there's always a story involved, and there's always a point. I think it makes people feel and think. And I've been told live gigs, my best compliment ever was that I had a group of people who told me they felt like they were back in Greenwich Village. And it's not like I'm trying to be reactionary or anything. It's just that it's a good feeling to know that you can make people still remember what it's like to have issues that matter, Because I think those issues are still around. Let's face it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just different times.
Exactly.
Same issues, different times. Let's talk about the fact that you're a graduate of the 60s and you're living in a co-op. What's that like for you?
Well, I think one of the things that happened to me was I never became a yuppie, you see. So I'm sort of like the one who got away.
And I know the feeling.
Yeah, and I've still got a lot of the ideas and the principles that were what carried that generation to change the world as much as they did. And the only thing that bothers me about all of that is that it's almost as if they figured, okay, we stopped the war, we impeached the president, our job is done, we go now make money.
Right.
And I believe that was the mistake, because the job is never done.
Yeah.
Okay, and you can't think that way. So I'm trying to keep alive those principles and ideals, without turning back the clock. I write for today. I don't write for yesterday. But the issues are the same, is what I'm saying.
Well, speaking of writing, the first song that you're going to be doing was inspired by a friend of yours. Tell us about that.
Well, this was a friend of mine who had a partner in Afghanistan. And all I did was say, what's it like? And this person poured out these feelings of what it is like, which is, it's awful, it's terror. It's the worst feeling in the world. The phone rings, the doorbell rings, and all you can think is this the time that I'm going to hear that my partner is gone, So I was really struck by the power of this person's, story. So I wrote a song of it. And I was amazed, because when later, a year or so, they actually contacted me telling me that they had sat and listened to this song together. And it had done some therapy for them because they both had been hiding from each other how horrible it was for them because they didn't want to make the other person feel bad, right?
Right.
So they had this session where they listened to the song and things came out. So that was like probably the most rewarding moment of my songwriting career is to have had that impact on someone.
Yeah, you just gave me tingles right up my spine talking about that. If people want to find out more information from you and pick up your CDs, what's the best way to do it?
Well, the CDs aren't up anywhere that you can buy them, but you can contact us. www.robertreynolds.info is our website. And if you go there, it connects you to all the places. I've got samples up on Facebook where I have a page under Robert Reynolds, MySpace, all that stuff. I'm
Excellent.
in all those places.
All right. Well, thank you so much, all of you, for being here. Really
you very
appreciate it. Here it is.